Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot. This reading is for, well, it's really for the whole, like a month, but this is Tuesday, July 26th, I think. I didn't look at the calendar. You'll have to excuse my voice. I woke up this morning with a head cold. I'm not feeling well, but I wanted to post because there's so much interesting stuff going on in the sky. And so I'm going to start off with the one quick quote. I don't know who said this, but I couldn't find one that just felt like it went with the energy tonight. So I landed on this one. While we cannot direct the wind, we can adjust the sails. That's S-A-I-L-S, in case you're a salesperson. They're talking about boats, I assume. So yeah, we can't always, control what's coming at us, but we can kind of gear ourselves up. So anyway, I wanted to talk a bit about the astrology because yesterday, I believe, Chiron went retrograde in Aries at 19, almost 20 degrees, but now it's at like 19 degrees. And so that gives us Chiron, North Nodes, Pluto, and Venus all retrograde. And just to point out that the Sun, Mercury, and Venus are all in the sign of Leo, which is ruled by the sun, and which is creativity, the self, children, romance. It's kind of expressing yourself. And then Chiron is in Aries, and Aries is the self. It's ruled by Mars. And it's about knowing who you are, your desires, and really who you are at a sort of a basic, what makes me different from everybody else, like just who am I? And I think that Aries and Leo are very similar. They're both fire signs. They're both similar in that they both involve what we want. Because Aries is our physical desires, it rules sexuality and like kind of your willpower, what you want to do with your time, and Venus, or that's Aries, and Leo is your heart, as I said. So let's see, Aries rules the head, literally, like the physical body, but not your thoughts. It's just, I don't know why the zodiac starts at the top and goes down. The last sign is your feet, Pisces. So it starts at your head. But anyway, and we also have the North Nodes in Aries. They just went in, what was that, a few nights ago when I posted 29 degrees Aries, and it's squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So we have two cardinal signs. I'm probably making a hash of this without explaining everything. Let's just say that there's a lot of momentum here for going backwards into your past, and looking at the places where you have been wounded. And I almost said in the heart, but if you think about it, all wounding is in the heart, because we're not talking, we could be talking about physical wounding, but I don't think so. I think this is emotional wounding. And when people say, oh, that experience scarred me, they're always talking about their feelings. So it's always really, if you think about wounding, it's really always your heart, isn't it? So we have a lot of energy that's going backwards in signs that have to do with who you are and how you have been defined by what has hurt you, especially in the heart area. And with the nodes, the North Nodes, which is the direction we're moving in Aries, squaring Pluto in Capricorn, which is retrograde. Pluto's retrograde also. So Venus, Chiron, and Pluto are all going backwards, making us review where we've had power struggles, where we've had to let go of things, where relationships have hurt us. And Chiron is our wounded self. It's wherever we're most wounded. Now we get to review that again in the sign of who am I? So it's almost as if we're asking ourselves, how have my wounds defined me? And then hopefully we get to make a choice about adjusting our sails and using those wounds to move us forward in life. Because, you know, wherever you're most wounded, that's where the light gets in or out, or however you want to look at it. That's where we're going to move from. So, okay, now I'm going to go into the tarot. This looks like quite a reading. To be honest with you, I don't even know. We'll do the overall energy card last. But when I saw these cards, I was like, oh my God, this is a mishmash. So I was going to do the Celtic cross. Now I kind of wish I would have, just for some structure, because this is a mess. I expected feminine energy, and I got all masculine energy. I'm like, okay, I'm wrong. This is not what I would have guessed. So we start out, oh, and I got a blurry screen again tonight. I got my new iPad, and then I felt ill today, and I didn't get it hooked up. So I apologize for the blurriness, but this is, why does it do that? Oh, well, this is the Tower. So we start off with a sudden revelation or a change. The change can be outside yourself. So someone else can just be, you know, or it can be something inside yourself, or it can be, I feel like since everything's retrograde, I'm feeling like this is usually a very sudden card. Lightning is like boom, right? I don't know why I'm feeling like this is a more slow process of things crumbling rather than just like boom. I'm going against the traditional meaning of the card, but I'm getting the feeling that things have been crumbling for a while, and our foundations, especially since Pluto's retrograding at the tail end of Capricorn again, our foundations are crumbling. And we're going to have to rely on ourselves. I'm sticking to the cards again because I just put lotion on. Okay, then I draw the Knight of Wands in reverse. So here comes some Aries energy, some wand energy, some fire energy, but it's in reverse. So we feel like moving ahead. Right now, Mars is in Virgo, an earth sign, which is actually a rather slow sign. It's detail-oriented. It's, you know, crossing your T's and dotting your I's. So that kind of makes sense that I don't know why I'm feeling like this is Mars in Virgo right now, saying, you know, you might feel like you just want to like run the heck out of here and just change everything up, because you're just, you know, this is your desire of like, I just want to knock everything down and run. You can't. You have to take it slow right now, because everything's in retrograde and he's upside down. So here comes the Knight of Cups, okay? This is emotional energy, and this is an offering. He's stronger than the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is the guy with the fish in the cup. He's bringing in some emotional energy. And this could be, as I said, Chiron, you know, asks us to look at our inner wounding. So this could be looking at your emotions, but it's a gentle process. It's not as destructive. I don't understand. It doesn't really go with the, that's why I feel like the Tower card isn't going to be sudden. I know I started out saying that because that's the traditional meaning, but I believe it's more like it's been crumbling for a while. And then the Knight of Wands is saying we cannot move forward right now, quickly, because he comes in with some gentle emotional energy saying, you know, you're going to go through some emotional, what's the word, like review, but don't worry, it's not gonna hurt as bad as you think it's going to. It's going to be a gentle, more gentle process. And then I get the King of Wands. Okay, here's Aries energy right here, but this is the King, so this is being in control. It's harnessing our desires and our desire to move ahead. So this one's telling us, the Knight is telling us to slow down because it's in reverse. The King is telling us to be in control. You might feel like getting angry, or like I said, running away or doing something rash, but he's in control. Let me see what Liz Green says. She's so awesome with her descriptions, if she has anything to add. A change in one's own life through oneself and in the immediate environment, and the spirit of leadership. So, okay. And I feel like in this reading, it's telling us that we're going to have to be in control of our desires and our anger, anything that's kind of hot and quick, we will be in control. We should be, because that would be a good idea. Okay, then we get, this is the only, no, I take that back. We got 2 swords. The 9 of Swords. This is the lying awake at 4 o'clock in the morning worrying card. So mentally, you're not going to be feeling very calm or very stable. You're going to have a lot of things to worry about. And I'm not telling you to worry, because worry doesn't solve anything, even though I do it quite a lot. But you might find that you have a lot of things coming up during the day to deal with until you just feel like, you know, a little overwhelmed with things to think about. This is the only page. We got a lot of masculine energy here tonight. We got 2 knights, a king, and a page. So the page is sort of, I know it's a guy, but I kind of feel like it could be either one, because it's the beginning of the court cards. So I don't know. Page of Pentacles. So here comes one small step, one small practical gain that you can or have just made or will make in the near future to start yourself on a new path. And I'm going to say it's a creative path, because we got so much stuff in Leo. So there's something that you've been working on or thinking about working on, and you've made one small step, or you're soon going to, very soon, to begin it. This is a beginning of something that's very tangible, very real. Okay, then we had the 9 of Swords, now we get the 8 of Swords. So again, we are plagued by worrisome thoughts and feeling trapped in our heads. This is not a great time for our thoughts, I'm afraid. Let's see, I said Mercury's in Leo. That's not a bad thing. Why the worry? The moon's getting ready to go into Scorpio. That affects our feelings on a very intense level. Well, I don't know, but we are mental energy right now is not very calm and stable. So we're going to have to work on controlling that. Sorry, I shouldn't reach around like that. And then we get the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is our second Earth card. We had the Page. This is what we have been working on in the past. See, he's built up this tower of stuff, and he's kind of looking at it like, do I want to keep working on this? How much have I accumulated? But it's in reverse, which tells me something that we may have been working on is falling apart. Or we've changed our minds and said, you know what, this isn't worth it, this isn't working. And again, I feel that with the Tower energy, that something, we're changing. We've changed our mind. We were working on something on a physical level and a creative level, but we were like making something. Like if you're writing something or drawing something or making a plan for a new career, whatever it is, we've changed our minds. And it's not working out the way we thought that it was with the 7 of Pentacles here. It's kind of, not. So we're coming up with a new plan. And again, if you haven't yet, you will. And it's funny. I don't see a lot of, I thought there would be more energy about the self here with Chiron, just moving into, or Chiron going retrograde in Aries and the North Node in Aries. I thought there would be more about, maybe I'm misreading this, because this should be self energy. And it is, but I still feel like this is creating something. I mean, when you do create something in your life, it is, let me put it this way. I'm sorry, I'm not being very clear tonight. Maybe I should have done this tonight, but whatever you create is going to be a reflection of who you are. That's what I'm trying to say. And we're changing that. It's not what we thought it was going to be. We might have, let's say you've always been a teacher, and you thought, I'm going to go back to teaching, and then you started and you're like, no, this doesn't feel right. I'm going to take a left turn and I'm going to do something else. Our overall energy card is Temperance. The moon's just moving out of Libra. This is the Libra card. This is balancing, this is harmony, and this is our overall energy card. So it's funny because I don't see a lot of harmony here in the rest of the reading, but this is what it says. So perhaps this is telling us what we need, what kind of energy we need to bring to this situation, because I don't see a lot of it here. So if you can perhaps balance yourself, you won't be quite so worried. I'm going to take this as a suggestion rather than a rule. I'm not, or maybe it's coming in, I don't know, but it's not reflected in the rest of the reading. Let me draw a couple of oracle cards and just see, you know, or even just one, just to see what's, because it looks like we're starting something new, what we've been working on. It's funny, the tower, you know, is kind of crumbling. And then the Seven of Wands, or I'm sorry, I'm very sorry. The Seven of Pentacles is crumbling as well. So something's not working out. Deep knowing. Okay, we need some of that. And honestly, this is more the direction I thought the reading would go with the Chiron and Aries, but perhaps we're not there yet because it just turned around retrograde. So I think this is coming up, the deep knowing. I think, and again, with the tower, it could be discovering something in yourself or your past that you didn't know, but the rest of the reading doesn't reflect that. Okay, one more. Higher power. We need this. With this reading, we need this. Okay, so deep knowing and higher power, and then with this overall energy card being harmony, looks like we're going to be protected from the worst of the, you know, it's not going to be as bad as you think. It's not going to be as bad as you think. But yes, it's going to be some reviewing of old wounds, especially in the heart area, but we've got some nice, gentle, emotional energy coming in, so it's not going to be as bad as you think. And every time I say that, I know I've said this a million times, but, you know, Mark Twain said about opera, it's not as bad as it sounds. So he was very funny, I think. So I hope this makes sense. It kind of does to me, but it's there's a lot more masculine energy than I thought there would be. I thought with Venus retrograde in Leo, we'd have more feminine energy, but we don't. So it's about desires and thoughts and what you're working on. But again, anytime you see wands, it's Aries energy. And that's about who are you? Who are you? So it's about taking who you are and, you know, moving it forward and making something tangible out of it. So, okay, I hope that makes sense. Sorry to go on so long. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and I will talk to you again later. Blessings. Good night.